Hi, everybody. It's me. How are you doing? Coming on here for a short little cut before I do my live with my members at 12:30. I wanted to bring up this bag again. This lady, you can get her bags on Etsy. I'll put her link on the bottom part here, but it's Roxanne Dungarix on Etsy. I'll put her link, but that is just beautiful. I look for nice, fancy Tarot bags. I think this is the prettiest one I've ever gotten, and thank you so much, Roxanne. The other thing is, I went through a couple of books. I'm going to an event tonight for this guy, Andrew McCarthy. The book is Brat. I went through it yesterday, and what a life! He seems so calm, and my hair is poof poof. He seems so calm and with it, but that was part of his makeup. His psychological makeup was almost acting like he didn't care, but that didn't work very well for him on many times. So very interesting book. He was sick with alcoholism to where he was having seizures, and I'll tell you, but by the grace of God go he, because I worked at a hospital that we got a lot of what you call revolving doors. And I met doctors that were severe alcoholics that were living on the street. And it's a horrible thing, alcoholism. So, anyway, so he's clean and sober, thank God. So, interesting book. The other one, someone recommended this. I don't remember who you are, but I'm in the middle of it now. And it's Jesus, A New Vision by Struber. I have it on audio, and very good, very interesting. So, wanted to mention that. I also want to tell you a show called Generation X with Josh Gates. By the way, I just posted my video with Sterling. I think I mentioned it on there too. Josh Gates. Well, they have Navy guys that can speak now because I guess they're taking the confidential thing off these UFOs. Amazing. And when they were talking about all these little small things circling the ship, and they said, and I immediately got like a drone feeling, like those were drones run by a master area. And so when the jets came in, and they saw that this thing was underneath the ocean, they could see the illumination bigger than a 747. Hello. So remember when that alien, excuse me, I'm losing my voice, that alien came to me and said that they're always with us, that they live in the ocean, they live everywhere. Oh, heck yeah. So needless to say, we're going to Sedona next week, and we're going to try to see if we can catch them. We got a full moon that first week, and it might be a little difficult, but let's see if we can catch. If I don't ever see you guys again, hopefully they got a buffet. That's all I got to say. Okay, so life is good right now. Life is good, and somebody wrote me, called me a liar because I still encourage to use the vaccine. And the reason I even go there is because my guides said the vaccine was coming. I mean, why, if they thought it was a hazard. But anyway, this person thinks some scientist is the truth. You don't have to do whatever. It's free will, take it or leave it. If you have science you think outdoes anybody else, the CDC, Dr. Fauci, everything, do it. Get your own YouTube channel and talk about it, but leave me out of it. I can go elsewhere. This isn't how I make my money. I sell shrimp out of a van. So that's where I make my good money. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But to call me a liar, I mean, like, what? Makes me think of that Rand Paul. He just announced he's not going to have the vaccine. Like, dude. Dr. Rand Paul. Right. Okay. So anyway, you can have a difference of opinion, But don't call me a liar, because then you're calling my guides liars. And they've been so fantastic. But, don't watch me. Start your own YouTube channels. Tell other people what you want to do. Those are the people that are like so judgy. If you believe this, then you're this. Those are the ones I don't hang out with. Okay, it's almost like Trumpsters. Okay, so somebody asked about Harris stepping in for Biden. And I think Sterling and I kind of thought maybe this would happen, because I saw a little bit of something going on with Biden, and I saw her coming in, but it's not Armageddon. It's something that it just feels like it's temporary. Like the doctors want to double check him. I feel they'll be honest about what's going on. But I see Harris stepping in for him. But it's not because he's leaving. I just saw that, okay? I want you to know that I got clear as a bell. Will the Trump's presidency be illegitimate? For years, I've been saying to you guys, at the end of the day, they will find out that Trump is in fact not a president. He was not voted legally. He used Russia. There's going to be so much stuff that comes up about him. It's like, yuck. So there's a lot of traffic out there today because it's a beautiful Sunday. So I just want you to know that my guide showed me, and I always trust my guides, years ago, like they'll be removing things that he touched. It's just, somebody asked about a library, and I see something in his name or his honor, but it's almost like a Confederate statue. It feels like it goes up, but it's not no library because you don't have enough books. Anyway, okay. Are visitors from the other side more present? Absolutely, because as you guys remember, that humanoid that had those weird eyes, who said he was from another universe, came to me and told me that there would be explosions or bombings. I thought it was the United States. I gotta be careful when I interpret. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I need to take them literally. But that was Israel and Palestine. Some trouble coming up for Ben Hanyati, or whatever his name is. I see people trying to take him down. He's going down, you guys. I just saw the youth going up against him. Netanyahu, or whatever his name is. People get mad because I can't pronounce. I say, yeah, I know it's not Deutsche, but it's not douchebank. It's Deutsche Bank, but I like to say douchebank. Okay, so are they more present? Absolutely, because I haven't had a visit from a extraterrestrial ever in my whole life. And then all of a sudden this person's standing there, and I notice other readers are starting to hit up on UFOs. I'm going to tell you, they're there, and they're letting their presence be known. And let me tell you, it's not bad. It's not to take over. I don't want you guys to be afraid. Because what that guy said to me was that they will not allow us to destroy ourselves. By destroying this earth, we cause an implosion. We cause other universes to be affected. So it's in their best interest too. But they got their eye on me. You know what I'm saying? One time I had a patient, and all she said was that, but I thought, I didn't know that. She was 90 something, and I brought her lunch, and I said, do you want me to help you with your lunch? I got my eye on you. I was like, okay, I'm not going to steal your lunch. I don't know what you're worried about. And she started to eat her lunch. She looked at me. She said, I got my eye on you. But apparently that's all she could say. We had to do a sterile cath on her. And she was 90 with her legs all intertwined. We had to hold her up. Two guys were there, and she's yelling, I got my eye on you. It was so funny. So anyway, they are with us. They are watching us. They're energetically connected. I'll find out about this later, but there's something about if you're in a place that can be pretty dark and you look at the sky with soft eyes, you can kind of see them. And I kind of tried it, and I think I actually saw in the daytime a UFO, a white one, go flying by. It could have been a bird too, but okay. Okay, so they are more present. Okay, so Jodi Huisentruit. I took, these are leftover questions from Sterling. Jodi Huisentruit, Mason County, Iowa, was abducted years ago. She was a news reporter. I think I remember a little story about her. She had really blonde hair. And I remember watching that show. I remember thinking, no, she's not alive. And I remember thinking it was fast. And I feel like 2 people were involved. But she's not alive. She's descended. And I almost feel like they just never will find out who took her. I don't even think the person that took her is still alive. She wants you all to know she's okay. And there's an animal with her too. I often see animals, but there's this particular animal she loved. She tried to let people know that she was gone. And will they find her body? No. No, they won't find her body. Okay. Okay, someone asked a very interesting question. When we die, what family do we go to? And it's interesting because, like, I tell people, and I hate to tell them sometimes, because sometimes the dad will die and then the mom dies, and I'll say, well, they're not together. They'll go, what? Wow. I'll have you know they were married 60 years. Doesn't mean on the other side you're with that person. I know my mom and dad couldn't be together. I haven't physically seen that, but you know, my dad was rough, and I'm sure my mom held resentments. They do come together to greet you on the other side, but not all families. Just because you went through it on earth doesn't mean you have to be with them over there. But it comes from total love. There's no, you son of a, it's all about learning what you came to this earth for, what your experience was supposed to be. Sometimes you have to come back and do it again. But there's a lot of love over there. And sometimes I'm reading a lot about NDE experiences. This one guy, he had 7 viable eggs that were fertilized, but none of them took. When he went over there, he had 7 children that would have all been the same age had they took. So that was interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of love over there, and there's a lot of family. They're even ancient family. So it's someplace of peace, you guys. Sometimes even like, let's say you had a real close connection with a mother or something, but she's been gone long enough that vibrationally she's on a higher level. She will come and vibrationally get on a lower level with you to help you with your venture. So, you know, sometimes the lower level can't connect to the higher level like they can come to us. Okay. Oh, a supermoon's coming up. I think is that the 26th? I think I'm flying out on the 26th. Supermoon. What should I tell everybody? I'm not an astrologer, you guys, so I don't know what people have been saying. Is there anything coming up? There's some good size earthquakes coming up. Good size, not around here though. Well, one in maybe in South America. Another volcano just took off. I told you guys, beginning of the year, I saw lots of volcanoes, some fires. Okay, I'm going to dare to say something, but I will tell you what I just heard. Yes, there's fires coming, but here in California, it's not as Armageddon as it was. I don't know why I'm telling you this. It feels though there will be some tough ones, but not necessarily here. So anyway, here's another interesting question. I don't know how to pronounce this. Dyatlov Pass, Dyatlou Pass. 9 Russian hikers were killed. They were young, and they literally ripped themselves out of their tent to go out the rear. And they were found frozen, tongues taken out, violent. And I think Russia tried to say it was a bear. It wasn't a bear. It was a monster. It was scary. I'm going to tell you, these people were so frightened, absolutely beyond. It's like they couldn't feel anything. And I feel it was like a Bigfoot. They look a little, these ones that I'm seeing that attacked, there's two of them that attacked them, look different than the ones you see in the United States with the Bigfoot look. They're dark, they're real dark. I wonder if one of them had a gun, because I feel like someone invoked this anger, like someone tried to shoot him with something or do something. They did something that invoked anger, and it killed them. It just killed them. Now, 3 people were found that had run, but they didn't have clothes and stuff, and they literally froze to death. But whatever this animal could get a hold of, it ripped the tongue out and did all that stuff. So that, I will tell you, was a monster. It's like a Bigfoot, but I don't think it's literally a Bigfoot. So listen, that Josh Gates Destination X, they did you guys got to watch that. They did a show on Bigfoot, and it was very interesting. They did a show that these people had a cabin, gold people had a cabin in some sort of crevice, and one of them shot at one of those Bigfoot, and they were throwing rocks and going crazy, but by the grace of God, they lived, but they destroyed that cabin. So, and there was more of them. There was several of them. And then I want you to watch, I'll send the link to you guys, this last thing. It's a 2-part, can't wait for part 2, where they are talking to the naval people that have gotten clearances to be able to speak about the UFOs over by Catalina Island. And they're saying there were so many of them. And when they were talking about it, and I talk about this on the Sterling show too, when they were, I felt like they're, drones. I felt like they were told what to do from a master computer. Like they were just zooming, but there was no actual form inside that, a human form. And then the jets came, because they were saying, holy cow, we got like 200-300 of these things. They were going in the ocean, out of the ocean. And jets came in, and what they saw was an illumination of a master ship that was bigger than a 747. They said it was huge. And then all those drones came in and were with it. So, okay, so got to put DeJoy in there. I asked Sterling too, but I want to take a good look at him. He's trying to bring up this crap. He thinks he's king for a day. He really is. A lot of those people that work for Trump think they're special. Did you see how Betsy DeJoy is in trouble, or Betsy DeVos is in trouble? DeJoy. Did you see that? She has to go to court to be explaining herself. What did I tell you? These people are going down, baby, down. Burn, baby, burn. So DeJoy, hold on. Now, I saw DeJoy sitting in front of a judge. I also see him being talked to by Congress. I see that whoever he gave some sort of contract to was underhanded. And I want you to know, although it seems like it's going at a snail's pace, I want you to know that justice is coming. DeJoy will be taken out, but taken out kicking and screaming, because there are going to be a lot of questions he needs to answer. He thinks he has enough money for all the attorneys that he's going to have to hire. He's trying to cover his tracks. I saw him trying to, like taking the ground and covering his tracks. But they're going to get rid of him. He kind of knows that too. It's interesting, but he still wants to show us, what. So somebody asked about the vibrational energy and what I can tell people about Earth now. How's our Mother Earth doing? I'm going to tell you something I heard when I first wrote this question down. I heard water is a real big issue, even though we're 3/4 water. but lack of water as well as too much water. So I get massive flooding and I get massive drought. So there's some shaking going on. You know, a piece of ice broke off the size of Rhode Island. So desalinization is going to take place, and that's not good. If anybody saw that movie about the end of time almost, what was it name? Today and Tomorrow or something like that. Jake Gyllenhaal was in it. Anyway, they talked about too much of that ice breaking causes severe weather issues. So what I'm seeing is like a shaking. I'm seeing a readjustment. Still got a long time to go. And listen, about Yellowstone, I got a real big hit on this. I do see some sort of explosion, but it's not Armageddon. It's not as big as the one that, you know, changed the earth. But I do see an explosion, but not right away. It's a few years away. All right, you guys. So that's what I'm getting from my guides. I'm going to get rest for my live media membership readings. I'll probably come do a live with you all. And listen, I'm going to try to do what I can from Sedona, but remember, it's a place that doesn't have that good of Wi-Fi. Okay, so love you all. I'll be on tomorrow with your friend and mine, Mel. Take care, everyone. Bye.